Hello, good morning, happy Tuesday morning. We are here live at Aura 7 Activer like every Tuesday and every Saturday at 10 a.m. PST. My name is Francesca and I have the pleasure to guide you through your yoga flow this morning. So we're gonna get going pretty soon. We're gonna start today in a nice seated position. So when you're ready, let's get going. Head over to your mat and get into Sukhasana. Start with the shins crossed right at the center, and then bring the ankles underneath the knees as you flex your feet towards each other. So it's like a little bit of an activation in your feet. And then, but in the same time, you're gonna allow your knees to drop down towards the mat. Soften your inner thighs, soften your inner groins. Open up in your inner hips. Rooting down through those sit bones, feeling the energy rising up from the sit bones all the way to the crown of the head to make your spine nice and long. But in the same time, you're softening the shoulders away from the ears as you kiss the shoulder blades together onto your back. Gently tuck the chin to the chest and close your eyes. Shifting the focus to the breath. First, just noticing the breath. And then start to feel the energetic reaction of your body as you're breathing. With the inhales, you're inviting more energy into the body, finding more length through the spine. With the exhale, you're finding more letting go sensation, letting go energy in the body as you're softening the shoulders away from the ears and feeling that rooting sensation through the sit bones. Inhale through the nose, slowly pulling it deep down to the bottom of the lungs. And exhale through the nose as you soften the shoulders away from the ears, rooting down through the sit bones. Couple more conscious breaths just like that, in and out through the nose. And start to notice that as you focus in on the breath, your breath is going to start to automatically slow down. And as your breath is slowing down, you're going to be able to start to let go of the thoughts. Really simply focus on the breathing. Be in the present moment fully. Now take a deep and rich inhale breath in through the nose. This time really fill up the lungs all the way to the top, pulling the air all the way deep down to the bottom of the lungs, maybe even deeper. Imagine that you can pull the air all the way down to the pelvic floor, filling up the entire body with this beautiful fresh energy. Hold it at the top, sip a little more in, get slightly uncomfortable, and then open your mouth, audible exhale as you release. Let it out, let it all go. Let's do it again. Deep and slow inhale in through the nose. Pull the air in deep, deep, deep to the bottom of the lungs, filling up all four corners of your lungs, pulling a little more air in. Then open your mouth and an audible exhale as you release. Let it out, let it go. Blink your eyes open. Interlock the hands behind your head. And then gently tuck the chin to the chest, but keep the spine nice and long. Feel the stretch in the back of the cervical spine. Good, lift up the head. Place your right hand onto your left ear. Pull the right ear down to the right shoulder as you soften the left shoulder away from the left ear. Good. To the other side, placing the left hand onto your right ear and pulling the left ear down to the left shoulder as you keep softening the right shoulder away from the right ear. Good. Release. Place the hands onto your thighs and circle the neck around to the left. Do it 2 times or 3 times if it feels really good. And then reverse the circle to the right. Do that 2 or 3 times. Good, and then come back to center. Place your right hand out to the side. Lift the left arm high. First, root down to the left side sit bone. Reach the left fingertips to the sky and exhale, bend your right elbow. Keeping the left sit bone anchoring down to the mat, lengthening through the left side body. Back to center, left palm down, right arm high. First push the right sit bone down, glue that to the mat, and then slowly reach the right arm over, maybe gently bend the left elbow. Good, come back to center, keeping the feet flexed, keeping the shins right, meeting at the center, walking the fingers forward, coming onto the spider fingers, keeping your spine long, reach the sternum forward, deep inhale, Feel that opening in your hips, and then try to soften the muscles around the hip joint as you open the knees out to the one side. And exhale, walk more forward, round to the spine. Allow your forehead to come down in between the biceps. And walk your hands back. Just switch the legs, place the opposite shin bone forward. Again, shins meeting right at the center, ankles underneath the knees, flexing the feet. Come on onto your spider fingers, keeping the spine long, pull the belly in, and then slowly walk your fingers a little bit more forward. Then exhale, round, bring the forehead in between the biceps. Allow the whole spine to round down, tuck the chin to the chest. Good job. Come back to center. Come into a tabletop position, hands down onto your mat, knees down, all the way hip distance apart. You're pointing the toes back. Coming into a nice tabletop. Pull the belly into the spine and lift the front ribs slightly away from the mat so you feel an activation in your core. Now keep that activation in your core, but allow the breath to flow through the body. Then as you inhale, dropping the belly, lift the gaze and the tailbone to the sky. Exhale, round, tuck the chin to the chest. Again, inhale. And exhale. Come back to neutral tabletop position. Step your right foot back behind you, but keep the activation in your core. Good. Then slowly without dropping the belly button down to the mat, lift the right heel away from the mat. It may lift just 2 inches. It may go all the way aligned with the hip, but try not to drop the belly down. Keep that lifting sensation in the center of the body. Point the right toes down to the mat and pick up your left palm, reach the thumb to the ceiling, fingers forward, bicep to the ear. Lift up from your bottom shoulder, that's your right shoulder. Push the earth away with the right palm intensely. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, pull the elbow and knee to touch underneath you. Round through the spine and gaze back to your navel. Inhale, come back to your extension. Reach, lengthen, belly still strong. Lift up from the middle of the body. Exhale again, bring the elbow and knee to touch. Inhale, back to that extension. And then bend your back leg and sweep the left fingertips back. Keep lifting up from the right shoulder. Start to roll the left shoulder back and kick into your palm. Maybe feel a little pinching sensation in your lower back. Maybe start to guide your gaze up to the ceiling. Good job. Slowly come back. Right knee down. Go through that cat and cow. Lift the gaze. Drop the belly. Tailbone high. Exhale. Gaze back to your navel. Push the earth away. Come back again into that neutral tabletop position and just step the left foot back behind you as you tuck the left toes under. Keep the lifting sensation from the center of the body. Keep rounding through the upper spine slightly, so pushing the earth away. Slowly pick the left foot up, maybe just a couple inches away from the mat. Maybe you lift it all the way hip height, but still not dropping the belly down, not dropping the front ribs down to the mat. Point the left toes down to the mat. Pick up your right palm, bicep to the ear, thumb towards the sky. Neck is long, take a deep inhale, lengthen out from your lower back. Exhale, pull the elbow and knee to touch underneath you. Inhale, slowly back to that extension, reach and lengthen. Exhale again with control. Ride the breath as you pull the elbow and knee together. Inhale, back to that extension, belly still lifted, lifting up from the left shoulder. Sweep the right arm back, bend your left knee and capture the foot. Then lifting up from the bottom shoulder, roll the right shoulder back, and then start to kick into your palm. Maybe lift up the gaze. Feel maybe a little pinching sensation in your lower back. And then slowly release. Come on back down onto your hands and knees. Slide your hands just a couple inches more forward. Wrap your tricep muscles back. Spin the biceps forward. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips high to your downward facing dog. Soften both knees. Lift the tailbone high. Pulling the belly in, and keep focusing on rotating the triceps down and spinning the biceps to the ceiling. And slowly release the left heel down to the mat as you bend your right knee a lot. Then switch, bend your left knee a lot and release the right heel down to the mat. And do that again. Switch as you exhale, and switch as you exhale. Now come on back into neutral downward facing dog. Soften the knees and focus more on the length of the spine. And then maybe if it feels good, keeping the spine long, keep rotating the triceps down. See if you can open up to the backs of the knees and soften the heels down towards the mat without forcing it. Just opening in your hamstrings. Good job. Slowly walk the hands back to your feet, coming into Ragdoll Uttanasana. Keep your feet at least hip distance apart. Let the crown of the head drop down to the earth. Grab onto elbows, opposite elbows. Swing the body to the right, to the left. Then stay bent over. Just bring the hands behind your lower back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Bring the elbows as close as you can together, like I'm coming behind you. I'm pushing the elbows close together. Now keeping the elbows close together, start to straighten out through those elbows. Feel how the back of the neck stays long. You're shifting the body weight a little closer into your toe mounts, keeping the core engaged so you're not going to fall forward. Then bend the elbows, bring the thumb down onto your lower back sacrum. Switch to interlock, place the opposite index finger on top. Again, squeeze the elbows together, then slowly start to straighten out through those elbows. Good, release it down. Toe heel your feet all the way mat distance apart, but keep your feet parallel. So your heels are hiding behind the toes, your feet are perfectly straight. Then drop the hips down, your knees are over the ankle line, and you're trying to sit back like there's a mini chair behind you. I can almost sit on the ledge here. Good. Then come onto your fingertips and reach the chest forward. Now walk your fingers a little bit more forward. You can always keep the fingertips down to the mat, or see if you can pick up the right palm. Turn the thumb to the ceiling, bicep to the ear. Then switch, pick up the left palm. Shifting the body weight back into your heels, your toes are really light. Release the left palm, and then see if you can lift up both arms away from the mat, keeping the neck long, feeling that nice burn in your thighs, in your hip flexors. Deep inhale. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Turn the toes out this time, squat down into Malasana. Drop the sit bones down, bring the hands to your heart center. Lift up your chest, tuck the chin to the chest, so the whole spine, including the cervical spine, getting nice and long here. Pressing those elbows into the inner knees, softening your inner thighs, inner groins. Deep inhale and exhale. Release the hands down to the mat. Lift up your hips and toe heel your feet back, just hip distance apart. Walk out into a high plank position, top of a push-up. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Spread the fingers so feel that strong foundation. Pressing all 10 knuckles down to the mat. And again, turn those tricep muscles back and spin the bicep muscles forward. Your lats are strong, lifting the kneecaps away from the mat. Hold it here, or bring the feet a little closer together. Pick up your right foot. Again, try not to drop in the middle part of the body. Keep that lifting sensation. Lift up from your shoulders and hold it here. You can flex the foot, point the foot, whatever makes you feel that your right leg is still strong. And release the right foot down and switch. Pick up the left foot, flex or point the toe without dropping the belly on the front or the front ribs down to the mat. Hold it here. Release the left foot down to the mat. Now pick up your right foot and bring the right knee to the right tricep, squeeze it in. Then bring your right knee to the right wrist. And exhale, pull it back to the armpit. Inhale down to the wrist. Exhale, pull it to the armpit. Inhale down to the wrist. Exhale, pull it to the armpit. Send your right leg back behind you. Stay in your high plank position. Then send your left knee to the left tricep. Squeeze it into that tricep. Then slowly lower it down to the wrist. And back to the armpit. Inhale to the wrist. Exhale to the armpit. 2 more. Inhale to the wrist. Exhale to the armpit. 1 more. Inhale to the wrist. Exhale to the armpit. Send the left leg back behind you. Drop the knees. Drop the hips. Drop the belly down to the mat. Hands underneath the shoulders. Press down to the tops of your feet. Feel how your pinky toes are pressing down to the mat. Pressing down so much that you're lifting the kneecaps away from the mat. So your legs are super engaged. Your glute muscles are engaged. Exhale everything down. With the next inhale, lift the chest away from the mat. There's little to no weight in those palms. They're just there to help you guide your chest even higher. Maybe lift 1 more rib away from the mat. Neck is nice and long. Deep inhale. Exhale, come on down. Gaze to the right. Arms by your side. Big toes to touch, heels falling out to the side. Coming back to that steady, strong breath in and out through the nose. And then bring your chin back to center. Turn your palms down towards the mat. Press down through the tops of your feet and slowly lift the ribs away from the mat. Lift the chest. Then lift the fingers, the palms away from the mat. And slowly add the legs, keeping the knees straight. Try not to bend those knees. Lifting the legs from the shin bones. Deep inhale. Interlock the hands behind your back. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the fist away from the glutes. Deep inhale. And exhale. Release. Gaze to the left. Arms by your side. Big toes to touch. Heels falling out to the side. Good. Come back to center. Chin back to center. Place your hands next to your floating ribs. A little bit lower. So your elbows can come over the wrists. And then slowly pressing to your palms. Come on into an upward facing dog. If upward facing dog is too harsh, you can always do a cobra pose. Maybe lift the thighs and the knees away from the mat. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Hips come high to the sky. Slow deep inhale through the nose. And exhale it out. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale. Come to the top of the mat. Bring your feet together. Heels to touch. Big toes to touch. Inhale, place the hands onto your shin bones. Reach the crown of the head forward, create a flat spine. Exhale, fold forward all the way, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands come back to your heart, Samastiti. Inhale, lift the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into high plank position, 1 foot at a time. So then slowly lower down to your chaturanga. Maybe your knees are down. Squeeze the elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Right away, we're gonna go again. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, Ardha, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hinge from the hips, flat spine, come on forward. Inhale, lift up your heart. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, high plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, or cobra. And exhale, down dog, last one. Going right away, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step up to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up your heart. And exhale, fold deeper. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Inhale, lift up the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up your chest. Exhale, step back, high plank, lower down, chaturanga, go through your vinyasa. Make your way back into your downward facing dog. Now hold your down dog for 3 breaths. Gently gazing back in between the feet. Softening the knees as much as you need to create a nice long flat spine here. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift up your chest. Exhale, fold forward. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Bend the knees, lift up the arms, drop the thighs deep. Soften the shoulders away from the ears, then pull the belly into the spine, tuck the tailbone under, and see if you can drop the thighs even deeper. With each inhale, encourage the length of the spine from the sit bones all the way to the pinkies. And with each exhale, feel how you soften the thighs down towards the mat, shifting the body weight back into your heels. Deep inhale, sit down a little bit deeper as you exhale. Bring the arms by your side, turn the palms down, squeeze the shoulder blades, lean more forward, drop the thighs even deeper. Then lift up the arms, keep the thighs as deep as you can. Toes are light, heels are heavy. Reach the arms back behind you again. This time interlock the hands, reach the chest forward, neck is long. Exhale, keep the bind straight and out to the legs. Bring the forehead down to your shins. Release the hands down to the mat. Inhale, lift up the chest, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into a high plank position. Lower down, go through your vinyasa. Making our way back into the downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg halfway up. Reach your right heel up, turn the right toes down to the earth. Exhale, pull the knee to your nose. Gaze back to the navel, round through the spine. Lift the shin a little higher, tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, drop the knee down, but stay in your high plank. Exhale, pull the knee to your chest. Inhale, flat chest, drop the knee down. Exhale, pull it back. Just tapping the knee down. Inhale down, exhale up. Inhale down, working on those deep abdominals. Exhale up. One more, inhale down. Exhale up. Now pull it as high as you can. Keep the back leg straight, gaze forward, and step your right leg all the way forward into a low lunge. Set up your back foot for warrior one, but pause there. Make your back leg as strong as you can. Lift the left inner knee away from the mat. Pull the right hip back into the center line. Make your spine long. The spine is the extension of your back leg, and it's gonna stay active, just like your leg. So slowly turn on the core muscles, and slowly as you can, lift up your arms, lift up the chest, warrior one, Virabhadrasana A. Actively pulling the right hip back, turning the left hip forward, keeping the energy in the back leg. In fact, you're rooting down to the back arch of your left foot. Pull the belly in, lift up from the waistline with each inhale, encourage that length through the spine. And with each exhale, see if you can drop the right thigh bone deeper, but keep the length of the lower back. Deep inhale, and exhale. Bring the hands behind your lower back. Interlock the hands, lift up your chest, find a little baby back bend here. Then exhale, start to lean forward, hugging the right hip back into the center line, feeling the connection with the back foot, your neck stays long. Turn the chest out to the left, and hook the right shoulder to the inside of the right knee as you drop the crown of the head deep down to the earth. Focus on the breath. Trusting yourself, allow the crown of the head to drop down to the mat, lengthen through the cervical spine. And inhale, lift up the arms, rise up, lift up. Exhale, open to the side, warrior two. Adjust the feet, turn the back toes inward, and then chuck onto the right foot and chuck onto the right knee. So your right foot, all 5 toes should point straight forward. It's not turning inward or outward. And your knee on the right knee is pointing straight directly towards the second toenail on the right foot. So you soften the right inner thigh forward, but you engage in that outer right hip to keep that knee on that track. Keep the back leg strong, lift the fingers align with the shoulders. Pull the belly in, tuck the tailbone under. With each inhale, lengthen through the spine, pulling the belly button into the spine. With each exhale, dropping the right thigh bone deeper. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Squeeze the triceps and the biceps together. Deep inhale. Go a little deeper as you exhale. Then flip your right palm, reach forward, create length through the right side body. Then exhale, reach it back, gently tap the left fingertips down onto the left leg, or find a half bind, wrapping the left arm behind your back. Draw the right thigh deeper, deep inhale. Then straighten out through the right leg, lift up the left arm, grab onto your right wrist, and then pull the right wrist even further back behind you. Deep inhale. Exhale, windmill the hands down to the mat. Go through your vinyasa, high to low plank. Back to your down dog. Inhale your left leg halfway up. Point the left toes down to the mat. And lengthen out through the spine. Then as you exhale, pull the knee to your nose. Round through the upper spine. Gaze back to your knee. As you inhale, you're going to tap the left knee down. Keep the shoulders over the wrist. As you exhale, pull it back to your chest. Now inhale, tap it down, flat chest. Exhale, round the spine, pull it back. Inhale, flat spine, tap the knee down. Exhale, pull it back. One more time. Inhale, knee down. Exhale, pull it back. Then just gaze forward. Pull the left shin back even higher. Step the left leg in between the palms. Whew. Rotate the back foot down to the mat. So seal the back heel down. Your back foot is in a 45-degree angle, but don't come up yet. So come up onto your fingertips. Pull the left hip back and make your back leg, your right leg, as straight as you can. Lift the right inner knee away from the mat and press the outer arch of the right foot down to the earth. Now turn on the core muscles. Keep the back leg strong and slowly with control, lift the arms up to the sky. Actively pulling the left hip back, turning the right hip forward, Keeping the engagement in the back leg. Drop the left thigh bone deeper down with each breath. Inhale, lengthen from the sit bones all the way to the pinkies. Exhale, drop the left thigh bone deeper, keeping the engagement in the back leg. Feel the back leg stretching all the way. And bring the hands by your side. Interlock the hands, but place the opposite, the upward index finger on top. Lift up the chest, deep inhale. Exhale, start to lean forward. Now start to really feel the engagement with the back heel, the connection with the back heel. Straighten out through the back leg. Hug the left hip back into the center line. Turn towards the chest to the right side. Then hold the left shoulder to the inside of the left knee and drop the crown of the head down to the mat. Lengthen through the cervical spine. Lift those shoulder blades away from the ears. Just focus on the slow breath in and out through the nose. Inhale, slowly with control, rise back up, lift up the arms. Exhale, open to the side, warrior two. Adjust your feet, make your stand a little wider, turn the back toes in, but maybe not as much as in warrior one. Now look at the left foot, look at the left knee, make sure you're checking all that. Left toes pointing forward, left knee points towards the second toenail. You're actively using the left outer hip muscles to keep that knee on that track, but you're softening the left knee forward. Keeping the engagement in the back leg, lift up the arms, fingers aligned with the shoulders. Pull the belly in, tuck the tailbone under. With each inhale, find more length from the sit bones all the way to the crown of the head. With each exhale, just soften the left knee, left thigh forward. Back leg is strong. Steady, slow breath in and out through the nose. Then flip the left palm, reach forward, and reverse your warrior. Tap your right fingers down at the back of the right leg. Keep the bend into the front knee. Lengthen out from the left side body, or maybe find a half bind with the right arm behind your back. Good, then slowly straighten out to the front leg, your left leg. Lift up the right arm, grab onto your left wrist, and pull the left wrist back behind you. Good, exhale, release. Windmill the hands down to the mat. Step back to high plank and pause here in your high plank pose. Bring your feet together. Roll to the outer arch of the right foot and lift the left arm high to the sky. Drop down the bottom knee if you need that. Or maybe see if you can pick up your left foot. Maybe toe point or flex the foot again. Reach the top arm forward and hold. Good, slowly with control, with control, with control. Come back to center. Left palm comes down to the mat with control. Add an optional chaturanga here at the center. Push it back to your high plank, oh yeah. And then roll to the other side. Left palm down, right arm high. Again, your choice to drop the bottom knee down, or maybe lift the top leg up. And then reach the top arm forward. Point or flex the top foot, whatever keeps the leg more active. With control, with control, with control, come back. Back to center. Optional chaturanga push-up. Back to high plank. And back to downward facing dog. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale it out. Inhale your right leg high to the sky. Point the toe, lift it high. Now lift the left heel away from the mat. Come on onto your left tippy toes. With that, see if you can lift the right leg even higher. Feel a deeper stretch in your hamstring. Now keep your right leg high. Your right glute engaged. And then slowly lower the left heel down to the mat. Ooh, that's a nice stretch. And as you exhale, pull the right knee to the left tricep. And then lower it down to the wrist. Up to the armpit. And down to the wrist. Up to the armpit. And down to the wrist. Two more. Up to the armpit. Down to the wrist. One more. Up to the armpit. Down to the wrist. Good. Extend the right leg out to the side. Hold here. Or lift the left arm high to the sky. Falling star. Hips high. Lift it up from the bottom shoulder. Release the left palm down. Pull your right leg through using the core muscles. Lift it nice and high. And then exhale, step it all the way through to a low lunge. Set up the back foot for warrior two. And inhale, windmill the arms open into your warrior two position. Reach your right arm forward, extended side angle. So drop the right thigh nice and deep. We've been already in warrior two, so set up your deepest warrior two. Lift the left arm high to the sky. From the crown all the way to the back heel, one nice long energy line. Now we're gonna go down deeper. So you can grab a block if you like, or just place the right fingertips to the outside of the right foot. So if you place on the inside, that's fine too, but that's a little bit of a cheat because you can help with the right tricep to push the right knee out, so you don't really have to use the right outer hip muscles. But if you put the fingers out to the outside, then you have to use that strong right outer hip muscle to keep the right knee in the track. Reach the left arm forward, and then turn the left pinky slightly down to the mat, and then try to soften the left shoulder away from the ear. 3 more breaths. Slow it down. Good job. Slowly lift the left arm high to the sky. Come back into your warrior two. Lift it back up. Straighten out through the front leg. Triangle Trikonasana. Reach the right arm forward. Pull the right thigh back into its socket. Then release the right fingertips down to the mat and left arm high to the sky. Stack the left shoulder on top of the right shoulder. Then turn the left fingers back. Bend the elbow and reach back behind your back for a little half bind. Now try not to just rest here, placing all your weight into the right palm, into the right shin. Instead, lift up and then maybe even reach the bottom arm forward. Turn the palm to the ceiling. Good. Release the right palm down to the mat. Lift up the left arm and rise back all the way to stand. Reverse your triangle, reach it back. Then come back into your warrior two. You're gonna step up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So there's a good way to use a block. There's a block. I'm gonna grab it so I can show it. You can place the block or just the fingertips, a foot in front of the right pinky toe. Bending the right leg, stepping the left leg closer. It's a little too high for me. Lift the left leg up and away from the mat. Flex the left foot, so that lifted left leg should be as active as possible. You're hugging the right hip back into that center line. Your right toes, the bottom toes, are pointing straight forward, as well as the right kneecap. You can keep the left hand onto your hip, or maybe lift the left arm to the sky. Maybe gaze up to the ceiling. Maybe keep your gaze down onto the mat. You can hold it here, or you can find a Trikonasana variation and you bend the top leg and reach back for your foot or ankle. It's just an option. Your right toes are still pointing forward. Your right outer hip is still hugging back into that center line. Release. Come back, open the leg. Bend your right knee and then slowly step back into your warrior two. Reverse your warrior, reach it back. Exhale, with the hands down to the mat. Go through your vinyasa, high to low plank. Up dog and down dog. Or skip the vinyasa and just simply press back into your downward facing dog. Good, then lift the left leg high to the sky. Reach the left toes all the way to the ceiling. Turn the left glute muscle on. And then slowly lift the right heel up and away from the mat. Now engage your left glute muscle and lift the left leg even higher. Keep the left leg as high as you can. Slowly soften the right heel back down to the earth. Ooh. Then exhale, bring the left knee to the left tricep. Inhale, drop it down to the wrist. Exhale, pull it back to the armpit. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, pull it back up. Inhale, drop. Exhale, pull timber. Inhale, drop. Exhale, lift one more. Inhale, drop. Exhale, lift. Good job. Now we'll extend the left leg out to the right side. Hold it here or reach the right arm high to the sky. Lift the hips. Lift up from the bottom shoulder. Release. Using the core muscle, pull the left leg through. Lift the left leg high to the sky. Exhale. Step it all the way through into that low lunge. Set up the back foot for your warrior two. Keep pointing the left knee forward. Windmill the arms open into your warrior two pose. Drop down into your deepest warrior two. Then extended side angle, left elbow into the left thigh, right arm high to the sky. First, find that nice long line from the crown all the way to the right heel. And then reach the top arm forward. And again, you have the option to use that block or the fingertips down to the outside of the left foot, ideally. Hugging the left hip back. Softening the right shoulder away from the ear. Feeling the connection with the back heel, the back leg. Stay in the body. 2 more breaths. Slowly lift the right arm high to the sky. Then with control, rise back into your warrior 2. Straighten out through the front leg, coming to that triangle. Pull the left thigh back into its socket. Lean forward. Keep pulling the left hip back. Reach the left arm forward. Left arm down, right arm high. Internally rotate the right arm. Turn the right thumb back towards the back of the room. And bend your elbow and reach back behind your back. Roll the right shoulder to the ceiling. And instead of just leaning into the left palm, get light into the left palm and use your core instead. Or maybe when pick up the left palm, turn the left palm to the ceiling and hold it here. Release the left palm down to the mat. Inhale your right arm high to the sky. Rise up. Reverse your warrior. Reach the left arm high. Lift up from the waistline. Feel that nice stretch of the left side body. Then come back into your warrior 2. So we're going to step up into the Ardha Chandrasana again, half moon pose, where you can use the block or don't use the block if you don't need it. So fingertips or block goes a foot in front of the left pinky toe. Your left toe is going to point straight forward. You're intensely using the left outer hip muscle to keep the left knee on the track, so your left knee is not going to cave inward. Step the back foot in, right hand onto your hip, and then keeping the right leg engaged, lift the right leg up and away from the mat. Check onto the left foot, left hip situation again. Make sure it's hugging back into the center line and your left toes are pointing straight forward. And of course, you can always add the arm, reaching the right arm high to the sky. You can gaze up to the ceiling or gaze down to the mat. You can also add that Shavasana variation as you bend your top leg and reach back for your foot or ankle. And slowly release the right leg if you have it. Soften the left knee. Step back into your warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, reach it back. And exhale. Bring the hands down to the mat. Make your way back into a downward facing dog. Hips high through the sky. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it out. Then inhale, come forward into a high plank position, top of a push-up. And come on down onto your elbows. Elbows underneath the shoulders. Your wrists are aligned with the elbows. Your legs are strong. Your belly is pulled into the spine. With the sternum, with the middle of the chest, you're reaching forward. We're wrapping the triceps back and spinning the biceps forward. Now separate your feet a little wider than hip distance apart. Now allow your heels to fall out to the right as you keep gluing both elbows down to the mat. Keep the arches of the feet down onto the mat as you lift up the hips. And back. Lift up the hips. And back. 5 times. Up and down. 4. Up and down with the breath. Up and down. 2 more. Up and down. 1 more. Up and down. Good. Come back to center. Pause. Then roll the hips to the other side. Glue the elbows down. Keep the arches of the feet down to the mat. Lift the hips and down. Lift the hips and down. Lift the hips and down. 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Feet are hip distance apart this time. Tap the right knee down. Then switch. Tap the left knee down. And right. And left. And right. And left. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop the belly, drop the hips. Sphinx pose, point the toes back. Squeeze the shoulder blades, feel that nice stretch in your belly. All right, good job. You're gonna come all the way up into a tabletop and we're gonna swing the legs out to the side. I'm gonna sit down to the mat. All right, not gonna be so comfortable, don't get too comfy right now. Coming into Savasana, boat pose. Bring the fingers behind the knees, roll the shoulders back, lean back. Now, you wanna keep that spine as long as possible, including your neck, right? Not hunching in your neck, keeping the neck nice and long. Good. Keeping the belly strong, slowly lift the shin bones away from the mat. You can always keep the fingertips behind the ears or release them and hold it here. Either way, your core should be stood on fire right now. Deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. One more deep inhale, pull the belly in, spine is long. Exhale, slowly lower down into your low boat pose, Ardha Savasana. Point the toes, hold it here. Thighs are engaged, fingers reaching forward. Your shoulder blades away from the mat, your toes are away from the mat. Hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2. Come back into your boat pose, Navasana. Hold it here, maybe add those legs, make them straight. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Little smile onto your face. Hold for 3. Keep breathing. 2. And 1. Slowly lower down into your Ardha. Hold it here, shoulder blades away from the neck. Pull belly pose into the spine. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Alright, not done yet. Don't get too excited. Alright, lift up the legs, cross the right ankle in front of the left. Interlock the hands behind your ears, and then crunch up to your knees. So lift the shoulder blades away from the mat. Alright, it's gonna be hard. Squeeze the ankles together, and then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under and lift the lower back away from the mat. Squeeze it, crunch even higher, and hold there. Keep the lower back away from the mat. Tuck the tailbone under. Come on, crunch a little bit higher and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Come back down. Then cross the opposite ankle for meet the left ankle in front of the right. Squeeze the ankles together. Keep the legs strong. Now crunch up to your knees. Lift the shoulder blades away from the mat. Good. Now tuck the tailbone under. Lift the hips away from the mat. Lift the lower back away from the mat. Crunch up a little bit higher. Crunch up to your knees. Come on, squeeze those legs together. Hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees to the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. The last core exercise, I promise. No, actually not. We're going to do one more after. All right, so 2 more core exercises. All right, bring the right knee right over the right hip and extend the left leg forward. Flex the left foot. Interlock the hands. Release the index finger and cross your thumbs. That's your steeple grip. Then reach to the outside of the right leg. Crunch up and hold. With each exhale, just crunch a little. And crunch a little. You can always extend the right leg and crunch up to the right ankle and go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it up, hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Hug the knees to your chest. And then we have another side. And then one more exercise, right? So left knee goes over the left hip. Right leg is nice and long. Make sure your left knee is not right into your chest. It's stacked right over the hip, right? So it's really working your lower abdominals. Your right leg is strong. Interlock the hands. Find that steeple grip. And then slowly exhale, lift. And exhale, lift. Of course, you can straighten the left leg and reach it up. And exhale. Just a little lift. Exhale. But definitely use the exhale. Really tighten those core muscles, those deep muscles. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Hug the knees to your chest. Roll slightly to the right, to the left. Maybe draw little circles with the knees, the same direction or opposite direction. Just massage out your lower back. Good job. All right, so we're going to do a little crow practice. And for that, we're going to practice first onto our backs, turning on the core muscles for our crow pose. Good, so I want you to lift up the arms and bring your wrist right over the shoulders. And don't change that position. So your wrist's going to stay underneath the shoulders the whole time. You're going to flex your palm. Then you're going to lift up your knees. And in fact, you're going to tuck the tailbone under and bring the knees all the way to your triceps. So I'm not bringing my triceps to the knees. I'm keeping my back down, your wrist over the shoulders, tucking the tailbone under, using those lower abdominal muscles to squeeze those knees into the tricep. And you can bring the big toes to touch, just an extra little thing, so we really feel like in a crow pose. And as you exhale, imagine you can push the ceiling away and just crunch up, lifting the shoulder blades up away from the mat. And lower it down. We can do that 5 times. Exhale, slide the triceps on top of the knees and push the ceiling away and lower it down. Exhale. Push it up, really feel the lower abdominals, the top abdominals, the side core muscles working here, and lower it down. All right, keep going. Exhale, push the earth away, really turn on those core muscles. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and come on down. One last time. Exhale, push it up, tug the tailbone under. Your tailbone is lifted, your shoulder blades are lifted. Push that ceiling away. Come on, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug the knees to the chest. All right, we just have to flip around and do the same thing coming into our crow pose. All right, so rock and roll back and forth onto your mat. We're gonna set up that crow pose. Place the hands shoulder distance apart onto your mat, spread the fingers, then lift the hips away from the mat. Walk a little closer so you can drop the knees onto the tricep. Just practice that. Can I touch my triceps with my knees? Alright, so that's the first step. If you cannot make that connection happen, you won't be able to come into your crow pose. So if this is really difficult for you, just come into your malasana, nice and wide with the heels. Dropping that into your malasana, perfectly fine. You're getting that opening in your hips. If you have that, you can drop the knees onto the tricep. Then hug the triceps back, spin the biceps forward, round through the spine. Remember those deep abdominal muscles we were just working on. Then push yourself forward, trust in yourself. Round through the spine, and do not forget about breathing. Actually, in fact, when you're picking up those toes, I want you to create a nice exhale, like a shh, almost a shh sound. So you're really turning on those shh abdominal muscles. Maybe bring the big toes to touch, round through the spine. Focus on one spot onto your mat. And then maybe practice your jump back into your low chaturanga, shooting those feet back. And then go through your vinyasa. Alright. Back to our downward facing dog. Deep, slow inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out. Good. Inhale your right leg high to the sky. Bend the knee and stack the hips. Let your right heel to fall out to the left side. Circle the knee around. If you like to flip your dog, your shoulder, left shoulder is absolutely healthy and it does not bug it, doesn't bother it, then do it. And then come back, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, step the right leg in between your hands and drop the left knee down to the mat. Drop the hips, pull the right hip back and inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Feel that nice stretch in the frontal left hip bone, pulling the right hip back. Interlock the hands behind your back, lift up the chest, slide a fist at the back of the left leg, lift up the chest, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Good, inhale the arms up. Now release the left hand into the inside of the right foot, reach the right arm back behind you, bend your left leg and reach back for your foot or ankle. Kick into your palm, feel that stretch in your left thigh muscle. Release. Half split or full split. Ardha Hanumanasana or Hanumanasana. Flex the right foot. I feel so tight today, so I'm going to use those 2 blocks. I love those. Flexing the right foot. Pulling the right hip back into that socket. Maybe grabbing those 2 blocks or fingertips down to the mat. Make your spine long. So instead of rounding here, try to pull the belly in and reach with the sternum forward. Your hamstring muscles runs all the way up into your lower back. And sometimes we can have a lower back pain thinking it's our lower back, but in fact it's our hamstring. So make sure when you're stretching your hamstring, you're focusing also on your lower back. And nothing forcing, especially when we're talking about hamstring. Everything is just allowing slowly with the breath opening up. And then slowly shift the body weight back forward. And come into your half pigeon pose. If you prefer to do a different hip opener, come into a double pigeon gomukhasana. Maybe laying down onto your back for your figure 4. Inhale, exhale. Find your hip opener on the right side. Then soften the muscles around the right hip joint. Allow this gentle opening to happen in the body. Softening the muscles around the shoulders, around the hips, around the belly, around the face, around the jaw. Three more breaths. Keep your focus on the breath. So good. Slowly coming back onto your palms. Tuck the back toes under. Lift the right leg high to the sky. Go through an optional vinyasa. You can always keep the right leg lifted or just simply make your way back into your down dog if you're done with the vinyasas. Good, then inhale your left leg high to the sky. Bend the knees, stack the hips. Allow the left heel to fall to the right. Or you flip the dog if you did that on the other side. Your right shoulder is okay with that. If you feel any pain here, do not flip the dog. It's just not worth it. Protect your shoulder joint. You're gonna need that. Left palm down. Left leg high to the sky. Exhale, pull the knee to your nose and step the left foot in between the palms. Drop the right knee down, point the right toes back. Maybe then slide the right knee further back behind you, hands onto your knee, left knee. Pull the left hip back and inhale the arms up. Feeling that stretch in the frontal right hip bone, in your left hip flexor. Good, then run the hands behind your lower back. Cross the awkward index finger on top, squeeze the shoulder blades, lift up the chest. Find a mini back bend here. Good, inhale the arms up. Exhale, bring the right hand down onto the mat. Reach the left arm back behind you, bend your knees, and then capture the foot or ankle, feeling that stretch in your right thigh muscle, as well as opening the left side shoulder. Good. And slowly release. We're going to shift back into the half split pose, or you go to your full split pose. So you can grab those blocks. There are 3 different heights for the blocks. So you don't have to use the high blocks. You can use the middle, you can use the lower blocks. And the same thing, it's a really nice way to use the block in your full split pose. I'm actually going to use it that one for the other side. You can place the block underneath the front hamstring. And then with that, you can help the left hip to turn forward and you can hug the right hip back if you want to go into a full split. And I'm going into my half split today. Half split, make sure your back is long, tucking the tailbone under and lengthening out from your lower back, flexing the left foot. Flexing the left foot to feel the stretch not just in the hamstring but also in your calf muscle. Good, slowly shift the body weight back forward. We're going to come into half pigeon. If you did another hip opener, just do that on the left side. If you're coming into a half pigeon, make sure you're pulling the left hip back, turning the right hip forward, and slowly come down. Maybe just coming down onto the forearms, maybe using blocks. Maybe your chest comes all the way down to the mat. And take this moment to go through the body and just notice where do you hold on some tension what you don't need to create. I tend to create tension in my upper trap, in my jaw. These are very common places, especially for mom. Three more conscious breaths here. And slowly coming back onto your palms. Tuck the back toes under, lift the left leg up. Make your way back into your down dog and an optional vinyasa if you like. And come down onto your knees. Sit down onto your mat. Stretch both legs in front of you. Flex your feet. Adjust your sit bones, making sure you feel both sit bones rooting down to the mat. Inhale the arms up. If you find your lower back is rounding, and just bend the knees so you can really create that flat spine. Deep inhale, exhale, keeping all the length in the spine, start to reach forward, grab onto your big toes, your shin, whatever is available, and then reach your sternum more forward, pull the belly in again, try to maintain that flat spine, and as you exhale, slowly fold forward, allow your forehead to come down towards the shins, maybe shimmy the hips a little bit further back behind you. Good job. Slowly rise back up. Bend your knees, place the soles of the feet down onto the mat, reach the arms forward, and slowly roll down all the way onto your mat. Extend the left leg forward, pull the right knee into the right shoulder socket. Keep both feet active. Press the back of the left knee down to the mat. And as you pull the right knee out into the shoulder socket, feel that pinching sensation in your right hip flexor. Tuck the chin to the chest, deep inhale, exhale, twist. Bring your right knee over to the left and gaze over the right shoulder. That's a great place to place a block underneath the left knee if you like. If you have tightness into your lower back, support it at any height. And gently come back to center, hug both knees to the chest, neutralizing the spine. And switch to the other side. Right leg long, left knee comes into that shoulder socket, tuck the chin to the chest. Push the back of the right knee down, deep inhale. Exhale, supine twist, turn the right knee out to the left, go pose the left arm. And again, if you feel tightness in your lower back, you can place a block underneath the top knee. Good, come back to center, hug the knees to your chest. Wrap the forearms around the knees. Maybe lift the forehead to your knees. Deep inhale. And exhale, slowly release. Wax down onto the mat. Come on into your final Savasana. Turning the palms to the ceiling, adjusting the shoulder blades onto your back. Tuck the chin to the chest. Let the toes to fall out to the side. And soften the whole body. Keeping your eyes closed, the eyelids soft. Relax all the muscles around the face, around the jaw. Relax your shoulders. Relax your chest, your lungs. Soften the belly, the internal organs, your hips, the muscles around the hip joint. Relax your thighs, your shins, your feet, your toes. Relax your upper arm, your forearm, your wrists, your palms, your fingers. Relax the skin around the body. You can stay in your Savasana as long as you like. If you're ready to move, take a deep inhale through the nose. And then slowly open your mouth and let it out. Gently turn the head to right, to left. Move out your wrists, your ankles, your toes, your fingers. Reach the arms up and overhead. Take a full body stretch. And then bend the knees and roll over to your right or left side and push yourself up comfortably into a seated position. Come back into that Sukhasana as we started our class. Bringing the hands to our heart center, tuck the chin to the chest. Feeling your beautiful heart beating. Feeling that calm energy in the body and the mind. And slowly and gently lift the thumbs in between the eyebrows. Lift the gaze to the ceiling, blink your eyes open. And together we bow forward. Singing into our practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for showing up today and practicing with me on this nice Tuesday morning. My name is Francesca and you can find all these videos up on YouTube at Aura 7 Yoga. So go ahead and check those videos up. We have workout classes, we have yoga classes, all kinds of fun stuff. Thanks for being here. Thanks for practicing with me. You guys have a wonderful day and see you very soon. If you ever have any suggestions, just feel free to shoot me a DM. I would love to hear from you. All right, have a great day. See you soon.